There we go. What's going on, savages? Sorry about that. I didn't even have my mic on. It is Tuesday, June 4th, 2019. Hope you guys are doing awesome. As always, thanks so much for everyone liking, watching, subscribing, and all that stuff. You guys are totally awesome for doing that. It is, greatly appreciated. It helps the channel and all that stuff. If you leave comments and likes and shares and all that stuff, it just helps a lot. We are back for another random coin mining show. I know I've been starting a little bit earlier lately. I'm wanting to go start at 9:15 just because of what we're covering, and it seems to take a little bit more time. So what's up, Oshova? And so I started a little bit earlier just to make sure that we can get through everything. Normally the show is about random coins. We used to actually run them through, I have like a list, and we used to run that list through an online randomizer, right? And whatever we landed on, I have this list here, and whatever we landed on we would mine, but I haven't done that in a while because it just got to the point to where, man, we were landing on some really bad stuff, and I didn't really want to be, categorized or known as the channel that covers all these really crappy projects, right? So I kind of started doing a little bit different. I started doing a Twitter poll. So I would, if you follow me on Twitter, I would actually tweet a poll out, and that poll, whatever, I would pick basically 3 projects that I'm kind of interested in, that I think are kind of cool, and maybe have some legs, right, that might actually do something. And I will do a poll and see how, see what you guys choose, and then whatever you chose, we would try to mine it that night on the show. So it would be about a 18-hour poll, something like that. And that was getting a lot of traction, and that's fine. And I'll probably continue to do that. It's not going to be something that I'm going to get away from anytime soon. But there's just a lot going on with Ravencoin right now. So I wanted to continue to cover them, I guess. That's kind of like the thing here. I just want to make sure that I am still alive here. I'm trying to do this to where I don't have I'm not watching the stream, because I think that might have something to do with my machine locking up. So I'm trying to keep things a little bit cleaner on the screen and not press my machine so hard, because I think that I'm using an old machine. I'm in the process of building a new one. Matter of fact, this is what the hardware is for the new machine. And I just haven't ordered everything yet. I'm still kind of going through everything. Plus, I was sort of looking at possibly waiting on the new AMD CPUs to come out. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. So we'll see what happens. But once I get that new machine built, I have a feeling that this little random lockup problem will go away, because it only happens during streams, and I think it's just it's just it's just an old machine, put it that way. So I'm pressing it to do all these new things like streaming, and it's not doing it. It's not cooperating. So anyway, that is what is kind of going on. What I usually like to do is go over what's going on in the market real quick. I usually just do a quick refresh here. Pretty bloody, but not too bad. Bitcoin dropped quite a bit. ETH, a lot of, as compared to the recent high, I guess you could say, it's pretty bad. But, it was kind of expected. We went on a pretty good run, right? So a little bit of retracement, a little bit of, profit taking, whatever you want to call it, is happening, I guess. I'm not an analyst, but that's what I think is going on. So that's CoinMarketCap. It looks like we've got a $248 billion. That's came down a lot. I want to say it was 275 yesterday. So that's a lot of money leaving the market. The volume is 81 billion, and I think that's about what it was yesterday. And Bitcoin dominance is at 55.7. I want to say that it was 56 something yesterday, but I don't know for sure. I don't really document that stuff. I just have to kind of pull it from my memory, which is not great these days. So so that's what's going on in the market real quick. If we go over to Coin Farm, this is like a dashboard for what's going on BitMEX, I'm sorry. And it can show you what kind of orders are being filled and stuff like that. So you can kind of get a feel for what's going on in the market. You can see shorts compared to longs and percentages and things like that. Right now they're pretty much even. A little bit more shorts, which typically that means that people are selling more than they're buying, right? But if you look up here, these little dashboard indicators don't look too bad, on the different exchanges. So okay, I'll take it. I like 3 out of 4 buys. All right, let's also look at what I'm currently mining. If we go over to simple mining, I'm still on these are co-owned rigs, and they are still on ConcealCoin, Conceal.network, CCX, and they probably will be for the foreseeable future. It's just a good project, and we've kind of committed to leaving these rigs on there for quite some time. I mean, they're co-owned, so we do vote on what we're going to mine for the month, but the last few months has been, let's keep it on CCX. So that's what we're doing over there. And then as far as Hive OS, I still have 1 rig down over here, just because of the power problems and things like that. Good grief, that's a lot of hash rate for Raven. But the Kessel rig, which is I just did a refresh, that was a lot. I wonder what algo that was on. That was crazy. So this is an NVIDIA rig, and it is on Raven. All right, so the way because I was streaming a little bit earlier, and I was doing a video on how to updating the wallet, the Android wallet, and I just want to kind of show you guys, because when the machine locked up, what was going on was we were transferring an asset from the desktop wallet to the phone, right? Because to the mobile wallet, because that was the whole thing. Is the new Android wallet now supports assets, right? It was basically the last thing in the whole platform for supporting the asset capability of the Ravencoin network. So that came out yesterday, I believe, June 3rd. I think on the stream I might have said it was today, but it was actually yesterday, I believe. And just wanted to show you that we sent 1 million, and this is the new wallet, we sent 1 million SavageMine tokens right here to this mobile wallet, and there they are. You can't do a lot with it. All this stuff is grayed out, I think, so like you can't click on anything because it's not the master asset. It's just some tokens of that asset. But you could transfer it, you could give it to someone else, or you could burn it, it looks like. So it did go through. That's just to clean up from the previous stream a little bit earlier today. So there you go. So as like an hour ago. So it did work. It is on the mobile phone. So that is kind of cool. All right. So let's go back to desktop focus, and we're just going to jump right into mining. Mining Ravencoin. So let's start with, we could start with Hive OS and NVIDIA. I'm already mining it, so this is going to be like super easy. But we could go ahead and start a new, we could do a new wallet and stuff like that. I don't know how in-depth I guess I probably should go through everything. So let me actually go back even a little bit further. We'll just go ahead and use the documentation spreadsheet like we used to use in the old days whenever we were doing completely random stuff. So I have pre-filled some of it, but we will go through the process because I want you guys to, if you're new to mining or whatever, I want you to be able to look at this video or watch this video and go, okay, I know the information that I have to have in order to mine. There's this list, this spreadsheet here. Basically, this is the important stuff. And yeah, so it's just a good starting point. So we are going to be mining Ravencoin, so we'll get that in there. The ticker is RVN. The algorithm is x16r. And just real quick, let's go ahead and let me bring up their website here real quick. I know last night we covered, it was supposed to be about how to mine Ravencoin last night, but it ended up being just what is Ravencoin and all the stuff about assets and things like that, which is kind of cool. I mean, it was neat to you know, to cover it again. I've covered it before, but it was really neat to be able to go through it again and just reiterate some things and talk about assets and things like that, because that stuff is interesting to me, you know, being a Ravencoin fan. So yeah, the assets are huge. So what I was going to do here is go to the x16r paper here, and this was what they originally released back in I want to say it was January in 2018, and it was the only white paper that was available at the time, and people kind of thought that it was the Ravencoin white paper, when in reality it really wasn't. It was just a description of the x16r algorithm. Basically, it's kind of designed to be ASIC resistant because of how it is 16 different algorithms that is randomized in a way that makes it really difficult, plus it's memory intensive, or a lot of the algorithms are. So it makes it difficult to design an ASIC. It's not impossible. You can design an ASIC to do anything. It's just whether or not it is you know, feasible to do so based on the income that you expect to get from it and the designing of it and all that stuff. So all those factors come into play. But right here it says the x16r hashing algorithm consists of 16 algorithms operating in a chain fashion. It looks like that right there. These are the way that it's laid out as far as the number of algorithms. And then it's based on the previous block's hash. So the previous block determines what the next first algo in the chain is going to be. So if you look at the example here, you know, if you have a block hash of this number here, I'm not going to read it out, of course, but the last 8 bytes, right? So it starts with 7 right here. So this one is determining, I think that means, yeah, so that means that 7 is going to be the first algo in the chain of the next block, or the next hash. So it's going to be cube hash, and if you look down here, it talks about that. So it basically shows you exactly what I just said. So there you go. So that's how that works, and so it's random, it's ASIC resistant, all that stuff. So that is a little bit about the x16r algo. And Raven was the first one to use it. So yeah, there you go. Not going to talk any more about the algorithm itself, although it's kind of cool and revolutionary. All right. All right, so that is the algo. Let's get back over here. So now we have to look at the pool and the port. So we will go to miningpoolstats.stream, and we will search for Raven, or you could just do RVN ticker. And there's lots of pools that support Raven, or that have Raven. It looks like the majority are still on Supernova. F2 pool has a little bit. Let's go ahead. I like these guys here. I like BSod in this list here. So we're going to click on BSod. And they've got this new interface, which I really dig. I like this a lot. Basically, you can just put in your info and it'll create the string for you, right? So it's kind of neat. Definitely helpful if you aren't familiar with what miner to use. Actually, I don't know if it talks about miners in here. We'll get into it, but you'll see how this kind of walks you through. See how it's got the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it kind of walks you through the process of creating your miner option string. So it's kind of cool. you know, if you're new and you don't know how to configure or what the string should look like, then this is a great pool and a good place to start with configuring that info. So let's go ahead and get the wallet address. Now I'm going to use, I wish I would have already done this. I hope this doesn't crash my machine. If it does crash, I'll be back in just a couple minutes. But I'm going to launch a wallet, and that usually has a little bit of an effect on my machine. So, because I have to get my receiving address. Actually, I probably have it other places. I could have just grabbed it from somewhere else, but let's see here. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Fingers crossed. I'm still here. Still going. All right. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's launching. It's still there. Oh, you know what? It shut down. I think it shut down improperly the last time, so it's probably cleaning up a little bit of a mess there. All right, so here's the wallet. Okay, so I'm going to go to receive. I've got a mining address here. I'm going to copy that. Close that. Let's go ahead and shut this down just in case. I'm going to actually really shut it down too. All right. So hopefully that's not going to affect the stream there. And I don't know why this light was off. Actually, with these new monitors, I don't even need my little streaming light, because the new monitors I have are humongous and they just put off enough light, I guess. So anyway, so let me put in the wallet receiving address here. Getting totally off topic. All right, so we can throw in our wallet address here. This is back to the pool, right, B-side, and we're actually walking through the process here. So if we click next step, what coin? So we want to mine Raven. You can't use tickers apparently. You have to use the actual name. Has the algo up there for you too, so that's cool. Next step, the server. Because this is B-side, you're only going to see B-side in the list, but usually you would choose the pool that is, or the server that's closer to you, right? So in this case, we'll use US, since I'm in the US. And then we're going to click next step. Now, what video cards do you have? NVIDIA or AMD? For this, we'll use NVIDIA first because we are using the Kessel rig, which is this guy right here. So it is a 6 GPU rig. It's got two 1080s, two 1070 Ti's, and two 1070s. A little bit older rig, but that is the hardware that we're using right now. Alright, so we'll use NVIDIA, and then it has the miners in here. It's got listed which ones will work on their pool with Ravencoin or x16r. I believe, from what little bit of research I've done, T-Rex is still probably the highest recommended one. You guys can definitely let me know in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching this after the fact if that's true or not. I do believe that T-Rex seems to have the best reputation, best hash rate, and things like that out of this list here. So so we'll choose T-Rex just for the heck of it. And then next step, we're going to be in a shared pool. We're not going to be solo mining. And I think the party is like if you're in one of those pools that, or if you want to, how does that work? I don't even know. I'm not going to even pretend to know exactly what that is. I don't know how to put it into words. But anyway, we're going to leave it on shared. That's the one that's default. And then we're going to click, I'm going to find out what that is at some point. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. So we're going to click generate stream, and then that is going to give you your miner options, right? Now what we can do, because we're documenting this stuff, I just highlighted the whole thing and copied, right click copy. Let's go back over here to documentation, and we are going to throw it in the miner options for NVIDIA, just so that we have it super handy, right? So it'll look something like that. But then we also see, we were on the pool and the port option up here, right? Let me turn this second camera off here. And hopefully I'm not getting stuff too in the way here. All right, there we go. Yeah, hopefully my cam stays out of the way. But we need to get the pool and the port. So the pool and the port is right here. It's us.bsod.pw, and then the port is 2176. So I'm just going to copy that and throw it up here. Now, this other stuff here that's grayed out isn't really, you don't really have to have this information. It's just good to have, right? Because if you're interested in a project, excuse me, if you're interested in mining a project, then you know, you probably should take the time to research it a little bit, right? So let's go over to CoinMarketCap and let's look at Raven. Okay, so they are down 10% today, but everything's down about 10%. I think that's the average pretty much. And they've actually dropped a little bit since yesterday. Yesterday they were at 35, which I think is the best rank that they've ever had on CoinMarketCap. Low volume compared to yesterday too. And I want to say that their market cap was 270 something yesterday, so they've dropped a lot. But let's go ahead and document their current value in USD. I'll be glad whenever we don't have to do that anymore. Market cap and volume. I don't think I documented this stuff last time. What was it, 55 million volume, something like that. All right, and then the rank was 37 right now. And I did a discussion on Twitter about, you know, I think I did a poll on which one of these, I think I had Aeon, Raven, Zell, and something else, forgetting that other one, which one would break into the top 10 on CoinMarketCap first. And I want to say that the poll actually came out that Raven won, I think by 60 something percent. But it was kind of split. You know, there were some people that were thinking that the other ones would too. But honestly, I think that Raven probably has the best chance early on anyway, because of their market cap already, and they're already at 37. And it just I mean, there's so much to the project that you know, it's in the top 40 already. Proof of work, no pre-mine, no founders fee, no all that stuff. It's a quad zip. It doesn't have anything like that. It's a community project. I think that it has all those fundamentals that can get it into the top 10 for sure. Plus the backing of all the other, you know, overstock.com and all that stuff helps a little bit. So let's look at, I don't want to get too much on what Ravencoin is. Let's look at what to mine and see what's going on over there for Ravencoin. Oh, what we can do is we can switch it over to the Kessel rig and then do a calculate. You can see I've got it set up properly as far as like what the hardware configuration is right there. And let's see what's at the top. And look at that, it is Ravencoin still. So that is a good sign. I like going to what to mine and doing this, and then seeing all these projects that I've like covered on the channel and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool feeling, like looking at all this, like, yeah, done that one, done that one, done that one. It's kind of neat. All right, headed in the right direction here. All right, so it is at the top. I mean, x16r nice hash is actually at the very top, but if you were just exclusively mining Ravencoin, you're still up there. So. All right, let's look at coins, and then we'll come back to this once we get a hash rate and all that stuff. We'll do some calculations and profitability and things like that. So we'll document this in the spreadsheet. Bitcoin Talk announcement. I like to go to here. If you go to miningpoolstats.stream, and that's why this is actually at the top now. It used to be way down here, but it's super convenient because it has, if you scroll down here, maybe, yeah, there we go. So because there's so many pools, it's like scrolling, and that's crazy. But RVN links, or it has links to all the important stuff over here for each project that you look up on miningpoolstats.stream, which is kind of cool. So you can just click over here. You got their website, you got their announcement thread. So I'm going to right click and open a new tab. So here's their announcement thread, April 2nd of 2018. And this is on Bitcoin Talk. Throw that in there. Go to April 2018. Looks good. And then their website also you can get from miningpoolstats.stream. I already have it open, of course, up there, but we'll just do it again here. Copy that. Paste it there. So we pretty much have a pretty good idea of what this project is about, and you know, all the details that you need to actually successfully mine it. Let's go ahead, and I've got this mining help website here. All I did was I went to Google and Googled how to mine Ravencoin, right? And this Blockonomy article comes up, which is not bad. It is a little dated though, I think. Yeah, April 25th of 2018. So it doesn't have anything about new miners and T-Rex and all that stuff. So, but it is a good start. Like if you are looking at, hey, where is a good place to start? This could help you, right? If you read through this. So besides this video, that can help you as well. All right, so let's go ahead, and I think we've collected all the data that we need. I'll paste all this into the, I'll put all this into the video description, so you'll have it available to you. All right, so we are going to use Hive OS. Let's go ahead and do a, we'll just walk through the whole process. We'll do a new wallet, so we'll click on wallets. Now obviously, you know, I already have a Hive OS account. I've already done this is running off of a USB, so I've already done that part, imaging the USB and booting a rig off of it. So I know I'm skipping all that stuff, but that's all covered in other videos and stuff like that. So this is strictly about mining a particular coin, and not necessarily all those other steps that are required, right? So this is like once you already have it up and running. All right, so let's go ahead and click Add Wallet. The ticker is going to be RVN. Click that. Paste our address in here, so we have to go over here and get it. Copy that address. Throw it in there as plain text. I recommend always pasting as plain text, because we've found out in the past that sometimes there's other things that get thrown in there that mess everything up. And you also want to make sure there's no spaces and stuff, because I think that especially if you pull an address off of like Bitcoin Talk or a website, I think after 80 characters, it'll throw a space in there no matter what. So you have to be really careful with that. So just check your address, make sure that there's no spaces in there. The name, we'll use RVN_YouTube, and then create. So now we have a new wallet. It's got the same address as my other one, but that's okay. And we are going to, so now we have the wallet. So now we're going to go to Flight Sheets. And we're going to choose RVN as the coin. Select the wallet. We'll choose the one that we just created, which is RVN YouTube. And then the pool, remember, we want to use BSOD. So we're going to choose BSOD. We're going to see a lot of the same options, I believe. So we're going to choose North America, and it's us.bsod.pw 2176. So we can go over here and check and see if that's what we actually came up with, and it is us.bsod.pw, and then the port is 2176. So that matches. Doesn't have to match, I mean, but if you have a problem, you want to verify, like, hey, which one is right? Is it the one in Hive OS? Are we letting Hive OS choose for us, and that choice is wrong? You know, in that case, you would have to say configure and miner and all that stuff. But in this case, it's correct. So we'll choose apply. And then the miner, it's only going to show you CCMiner and SGMiner. SGMiner is for AMD, and NVIDIA, it's CCMiner for NVIDIA. But we know that we want to use T-Rex, right? Now, here's the thing though. Because we chose BSOD as the pool and not configure in miner down here, then it wants to throw this in here for us automatically, right? And since T-Rex isn't in the list that is inside of Hive OS and configured inside of Hive OS, then we have to click Show All, and whenever we choose it, it's not going to be pre-configured. And what I mean is, if we chose, let's see here, go back over here, click that. Shoot, I might have to start over here. Let me reset real quick. I just want to go back and show you that if you just rock through the whole thing, then it will actually pre-fill some of the stuff for you. So BSOD, North America, apply, select miners, CCMiner, and then if you select setup miner config, then a lot of this information is going to be input for you already. And this is what I was talking about. Now, in our case, it's not going to happen because we are going to choose our own miner, right? We're going to click Show All, and then we're going to choose T-Rex miner. And then whenever we click Setup Miner Config, see it's all blank, right? We can still use some of the variables as long as they work with the pool. So I'm going to choose, I think I can choose that. If we go over here, here's the string, and this is where I'm getting the information from, in a way. All right, so we do need to grab this right here. Address and password is X. Okay, so the pool URL, we chose BSOD, so I think we can, yeah, we can just choose that, and that should work. The password was X, right? And then extra arguments, I don't think we need any of that just yet. You know, you could go into that if you were really into fine tuning, you know, and optimizing and things like that. For this, we're not really going to get into that. I do believe that this will work like this. So we're going to click Apply, give it a name of RV in YouTube, and then create flight sheet. And some of that you couldn't see probably because my camera was covering it. Let me get my camera off here. Alright, then we are going to go to Workers and choose the rig, NVIDIA rig. It needs an upgrade too. I'm not going to do that right now. Then we're going to choose the rocket. Then we're going to choose Raven. And then the flight sheet that we just created. Did I not create one? Oh, there it is. Good grief. Okay, so I had to scroll down a little bit. So this is the flight sheet that we just created. So I selected that, and then we're going to click Apply. And then what should happen, I don't have a camera on my rig over there. Let me, let's see here. Let me move this over there. I'm totally unprepared here. All right. I don't think it really did anything yet, but I don't have a keyboard on that rig over there. I don't even know what's this thing looking at. Yeah, that source is messed up, I guess. Doesn't want to show you what I'm trying to show you there. Yeah, I would have to get off of that source and come back. It's not a big deal. It was just, you know, the screen so you could see if whether or not it was restarting or not. All right, so let's see here. So rig config changed. That was 1 minute 17 seconds ago. So I guess that we will just do a refresh here. I wonder what. Let me go and see if I was on. I don't even know what pool I was using on my previous setup here. This is the one that we created, and that is, you see the little 1 right here. That means that the rig is assigned that particular flight sheet, so we are using that one. Okay, so I used BSOD as well earlier on my other rig, or on my other flight sheet. But anyway, so it is working. If we go to workers, it is hashing, so we'll go ahead and go to remote access, Hive shell start. Hey, what's up, Serpent? Yeah, I've got on my other flight sheet, I've got the intensity set to 21. You probably just saw that, but in these videos, I don't really get into the fine-tuning part of it. Just basic, how to get it set up and hashing and things like that, and that's it. Not much else to it. So, all right. So we brought up the miner. It looks like it is working. We're getting accepted shares because we're seeing this little OK here. So that is a good sign. What's up, Yashnik? Thanks for stopping in, man. So that is successfully mining Raven on Hive OS and NVIDIA GPUs. So let me get this rig back on. It doesn't really matter, they're both the same, but I'm going to want to delete that flight sheet at some point. So get back on my normal one. Go to reboot real quick. Alright, so let's look at simple mining. I don't know if I have actually... hey, what's up, Donald? I don't think I've actually got a group configured for Raven over here. I know I'm going to have to go kind of fast because Brandon Coin is going live at 10, I believe, the best I could tell from his YouTube. So I've got to get going here, go kind of quick. Let's go ahead, and these rigs are AMD, so what we were just on was NVIDIA and Hive OS. So now we'll do AMD using Simple Mining OS. So we're going to do a group config and add a group, and we'll just use let's see, this is something I had documented earlier. So it looks like for AMD mining Ravencoin, you would use either SGMiner or Wildrig. Let's go ahead and use, I think Wildrig might be better. Wildrig multi, it looks like, actually. So we'll use that one. Just give it a quick name of Raven YouTube. Sounds good to me. Alright, so I am not totally familiar with this particular miner because I don't really mine Raven on AMD. It's not very efficient. I don't know what maybe they've gotten better, but I know back whenever I was trying to do it before, it was not very efficient or profitable at any stretch of the imagination. So, all right, so let's go here. It looks like, this is a really nice feature that they've added to Simple Mining, where they have the options for the miner listed in here. So all I did was I said, okay, I need to know what algo they need. I mean, you should be able to guess that. It should be x16r. I mean, we know that that's what the algo is. URL, looks like we could get that from our miner options that we copied earlier as well. You would, for Simple Mining, you're going to leave off the T-Rex part, or the miner name part, and just grab, actually in this case, because we're not using the same miner, actually, yeah, we're not using the T-Rex. So, you know what we might have been able to do is go to, let's head back to BSOD. Let's do this. Go back to step 1. We've got the address in there. Let's choose AMD Wildrig. Share it on generate string. Boom, there we go. So now all you have to do, copy this. We'll throw it on the spreadsheet just for documentation purposes. But then you can just head right back over to Simple Mining and go like this. And you should be good. All right. So let me zoom up on that for you guys so that you can see that. And sometimes you'll want to look and, you know, kind of match it up with what the defaults are, you know, with what you're seeing up here. Make sure it's got the right info. So that is cool. All right. That was super handy. Thanks, BSod guys. Pool operators. All right, so we're going to click add group there. Then we can go back to rig list. These two rigs are both just 8 GPU AMD rigs. One's ASRock Phantom Gaming, this one right here, which seems to be a little bit more reliable on restarts, so I'm going to use that one. Then I'm going to choose rig actions, group config, choose the group that we just created, which was Raven YouTube. And then I doubt that that miner is on that rig, so I'm just going to choose reboot. It will go out there and, you know, and grab it, download it. So we'll bring up the console real quick, and you're probably going to see some of this happening anyway, live on here, so that is cool. Donald, what kind of hash rate are you getting on RX 580's mining Raven? Because it has been a really long time. You know, I just don't mine Raven with AMD at all. I stick to NVIDIA. So let me know what kind of hash rates you're getting over there. I know that, you know, when you're talking about Raven and hash rates, it's kind of funny because there's 16 different algorithms and each one is going to have a different hash rate, right? So, you know, you would have to kind of take an average, right? And if you were going to find out what your average was, you would have to go literally for quite a while. I would say a few days at least to get an average hash rate in there. So it's kind of silly to really focus so much on hash rate, and that's why if you look at the recommended overclocks, like for RX 570s and 580s, it's pretty basic, right? Nothing crazy, and then it's super basic for NVIDIA because you basically don't put anything on there. You can get away with a little bit of core, a little bit of memory, and actually some people actually put like a negative memory, like negative 500, you know, and but I mean, sure, if you want to play around with it and see what happens, but whatever you put in here is going to affect, the way it's set up now anyway, is going to affect all of the algos, right? And with 16 different algos, it's kind of hard to find one setting. Now I think that there, what was the miner? Was it a miner or an operating system? I'm gonna forget, but it seems like I remember that there's something that someone was working on, or some project was working on fixing that and having it to where, it might be Hive OS that was working on that, to where you could actually set it per algo. So in the cases of mining Ravencoin, you could actually configure your different, I'm probably way off base here. I probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Maybe I had a dream about this or something, I don't know. But anyway, that would be cool if they did that. I don't know if they're doing it. I don't know. Just kind of, I don't know. I probably was dreaming about that. It's probably not even real. But anyway. All right, so let's head back over to Simple Mining and see what we got so far. Okay. All right, so it does not like not supported algo K. All right. So something, did I look at the right one? Yeah, so, all right. It is on the right group config. Okay. So we've got something wrong in the group config, and y'all didn't catch it. Let's see here. This happened to me before. Where is the group that we just created? It would be RVN YouTube. Oh, that's right. It throws it up at the top because it's a sign. That's right. All right. So let's go in here. That always messes me up nowadays. Simple mining. I don't mess with Simple Mining too much anymore because, you know, I explained earlier, those two rigs that are on Simple Mining, they're just stuck on Simple Mining right now. in the same, mining the same thing, so I don't get over here to play around with it too much. All right, so we're getting an error that says it doesn't know the K. All right, so I think all we have to do is take that out. So it looks like maybe the B-side config threw that in there, or we grabbed it. Did we grab that? Okay, so this is, all right, got it. So this is what B-side created for us. So it looks like we could probably either do this. We could either take the, let me zoom up on this. So what we could probably do, we could either take this K out, like that would probably work, or it's possible that we could leave it in there and take out algo, right? Like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to take out the K. That looks good to me. All right, and then we're going to click save. And then that's going to reload the miner, I believe. Maybe. Yep. And guys that are in here, if you haven't been over to Serpent XFS YouTube, be sure to check it out. He's got a lot of really like in-depth things over there, problems that people have, you know, like random problem type stuff, right? Super cool stuff. Check out his channel as well. And as you can see right here, this miner actually throws up there the hash order and stuff. That's cool. So we are getting accepted shares on here, and it looks like, what kind of hash rate? Am I missing it? Probably have to go out to, let's go over here, do a refresh here. Nope. All right, there we go. Hash rate 94. That's actually not bad for AMD. Oh my gosh, that's not bad at all. I am actually surprised. All right, so Wildrig actually got that stuff squared away. It's like I said, it's been a long time since I've even tried to mine Raven on AMD. So that's cool to see that. Now obviously we haven't set OCs, you know, overclocks or anything like that, but I did put them up here as far as what's default recommended for both. Let's go and see if, well, basically that pretty much does it for the show, because we successfully mined Raven on both Hive OS, NVIDIA, AMD, and Simple Mining. So that's cool that we were able to do all that, and my machine didn't lock up and all that stuff, so that's cool. Let's check out Brandon Coin, see if he is up and running over here. Looks like he is.
At $102, I'm actually happy to see Litecoin's holding above 100, so that's awesome.
We could do a raid.
Further down, Monera's in 13th position.
All right, so I'm going to end it there. We are going to get over there to Brandon Coin's live stream and be good to go. I will see you guys over there. I appreciate everyone stopping in. It was super cool. I'm glad that we finally got through an actual how to mine Ravencoin video. That is nice to do. All right, guys, I will see you over on Brandon Coin's live stream. Thanks so much for stopping in and all that stuff. I will see you guys probably maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I got a lot of work to do, so I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow, but we'll see. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. As always, stay savage.